How would you like to win a framed Celtic Legends print? All you have to do is guess the minute and the second that the first goal will be scored on Wednesday night. You can have as many tries at it as you like. Just leave your guess in the comments section below. Whoever is closest will win the framed legend print. It's as simple as that. Remember, leave your guess in the comments section below. Please hit like and subscribe. And follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching the Celtic Forever podcast.
Boys are on the march again. It's on the road we go. From the Hibs to Petardry and on to Portugal. 'Cause we're Celtic forever. The boys in green and white. Celtic forever.
Brendan, what did you make of today overall?
Yeah, listen, we probably never really played until the last 15-20 minutes. I think the first 55-60 minutes was too slow from our perspective. Didn't create so many chances, but just the speed in our game. I think once we made the changes, it brought energy to the game. But and then obviously we get into some really good areas, and they had some good blocks, some good saves, but we didn't do enough today to win the game. Maybe, but listen, we've played with speed and tempo before after European games, so of course it's a big game, but if you're doing it in the last 15-20 minutes, then you can do it in the first 25-30 minutes. So, but listen, the players gave everything. We just weren't intense enough, especially in the first 60 minutes. But I'll judge now the team after 10 games, of which we've won 8. And drawn 2, and we've been to virtually every tough ground in this division. The players are, as I said, they're collating points, they're performing well. Today we just weren't at our best, but like I say, it wasn't through anything, with no effort or commitment in the game. We just needed to be faster with the ball.
Hello and a warm welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. This is the day after the night before, I suppose. Hibs 0, Celtic 0. A do-or-die performance by Celtic yesterday. We got exactly what we deserved out of the game, I thought. Got John here with me to go through some things from the game yesterday. And before we do that, I just want to say the competition, that nobody won the competition yesterday. Nothing each game, so there was no goals scored. So, better luck, everybody. And this week's competition, which is just the same competition. First goal against St Mirren on Wednesday night, just put it in the comments. But we'll get into that later on. John, how you doing?
I'm all right, Xander, thanks.
How are you feeling after yesterday's slow doer performance?
It wasn't a great performance, was it? But I don't know, we can come off the back of all these away games. 16 points out of 18, so I suppose that's the reality, Xander.
Yeah, you've got to be allowed one poor performance in the season. It's the players are the robots. They put in a lot of effort against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday night, an awful lot of effort, and they played well and they got a well-deserved draw. And unfortunately, it carried over into the next game. So let's get into the game anyway, John. So the first 20 minutes. Celtic are very sloppy. They don't come out the traps whatsoever. The passing's poor. There's no slickness in the play. There's, the ball's going astray to Hibs players. The ball's getting knocked out of the park. We just didn't come out the traps at all, John, did we?
Nah, that's what I expected. I was hoping they would change the team, to be honest with you. I says that to you in the last podcast. I predicted a few changes. It never happened. And I think if we would have started the other way around, started with Forrest, Turnbull, and the other subs that he brought on, and then brought Maid and all that on later on, it might have been a more favourable result.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think he needed to rest some of the players because you could tell in the first 5 minutes yesterday they were on their knees. They were flat out within 5 minutes. So You know, everybody could see that. It's just the team really needed, you know, changed up a wee bit, you know, for freshness, for some fresh legs. We didn't do it, and we had to play with the team that Brendan put out. So as I say, the first 15, 20 minutes, there's nothing happening. It's very sloppy from Celtic and very pedestrian, I thought, as well, John. There was no pace in the game, was there?
No, there was no pace at all. But can't expect any more, can you, really? After the game in midweek against Atletico Madrid, where they put everything into it. There should have been changes, if you ask me. I do think we should have started with Turnbull, Forrest. I can't even mind the other subs now. Try to forget. Ralston. Aye, so we should have started with him, I think, and brought on guys like Maeda for the last 20 minutes, if it was still nothing each, you know. Yeah. And they could have given us a good solid 20 minutes pace. But, you know, it wasn't to be. That's the way it is. We've got 16 points out of 18 away from home, 4 away games out of 5. You've got to be happy with it. You've got to take it on the chin this draw and move on. We've got St Mirren at home on Wednesday, and we've got an extra day's rest this time, so let's hope to make up for it on Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. Right, moving on. So we get to the 18th minute in the game, and we finally have a shot, and it's by Bernardo. There's a shot from about 20 yards just by the post. A really decent effort there, you know. Bernardo, he looks like a half-decent player, John, doesn't he?
I like Bernardo, aye. I do like him. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I'd rather have seen Iwata getting a start, because Bernardo played most of the game on Wednesday, didn't he? He was on for the full game, basically, because Hatate was injured in 6 minutes. So Bernardo basically played the whole game. But I like Bernardo. I'm starting to like him. He looks like a strong player, doesn't he? He's hard to get off the ball. He's hard to shift off the ball.
Yeah.
Isn't he blessed with great pace? Doesn't really need great pace playing in that position. But he can pick a pass. He's strong on the ball. Aye, I like him. I think out of the outfield players, I'd say was probably our man of the match.
Yeah, he just ran at a ledge, didn't he? He was, you know, he couldn't get a breath with about 50 minutes gone. You could see right away he was needing to come off. Obviously, that was because of all the effort they put in on Wednesday night against Atletico Madrid. But he's a decent player, so he had this wee shot, and it was just by the post, and it was a decent effort. Then we get to the sickening moment in the 20th minute, John, where Alistair Johnston gets smacked in the face with the ball from about a yard away. The ball hits his face at about 100 miles an hour, and it goes down flat out, and every single Hibs fan to a man stands up and cheers. He gets smacked on the face. Disgusting behaviour for the Hibs supporters. You know, he comes back on and tries to play on. 5 minutes later, collapses to the ground again, and the Hibs fans boo him because he's collapsed to the ground. What do you make of the behaviour of these idiots?
It's disgusting. And I don't know, what is it they thought Alistair Johnston was doing? Did they think he was cheating or trying to waste time or something like that? This is a guy that was concussed 2 minutes before that. He's down in the ground for, I don't know how long was he doing for? 5-6 minutes?
Yeah, a wee while, yeah.
Getting treatment, he's flat on his back, he's obviously been knocked out. The Hibs fans loved that. They think that's funny, you know, that's a big joke to them. That's the brainless attitude of these people. But look, if it happens at Celtic Park, a player gets sparked out, he's out lying in the ground unconscious. Celtic fans are all hoping that boy gets back on his feet again. I'm talking about, if that was a Hibs player, the Celtic fans would be saying, I hope the boy's all right.
That's true.
But these idiots at Easter Road yesterday were basically loving it. And then booing him when he goes down, he collapses back down again, Alistair Johnston. And they're booing him. Do they think that we're trying to cheat or something? Or waste time like they do? We don't play their tactics. So any Hibs fans listen, we don't play your tactics. There's a difference in class between Celtic and Hibs fans. A big, big difference. and there's a difference in class with the teams as well.
Yeah, well said, John. Well said. Well put. Couldn't agree any more with you. That's 100% agree with you. It was quite sickening, you know. That boy he was in a bad way yesterday, and that was why he had to come off. And that was the reaction to every single, well, maybe not every single Hibs fan, but a good percentage of them anyway. All right, so we move on, John. Let's move on. 27th minute, we've got an O'Reilly cross straight to Palmer's head. He was unlucky, just hits it by the post. And then the 29th minute, we finally get a shot from Hibs straight into the arms of Joe Hart. So nothing happening, still looking quite pedestrian. First 35 minutes of the first half. We've got a mistake from Marshall in goal. He kicks the ball straight out to the Celtic player that breaks to Callum McGregor, and he hits his shot straight at Marshall. That should have been the first goal, John, I think.
Aye, well, I think McGregor should have squared that. Kyogo and Maeda were free. So McGregor could have squared that to one of them, and it was a tap-in. And he decides to take the shot on and totally fluffs it. So that was a moment, I think. Missed out there.
That was a chance to go one up, and because we did nothing really in the first half. Not much anyway, so not much to speak about. And then we had that chance, and as you say, he could have squared it, but he hits his shot straight at the goalkeeper. So that chance is gone. Nothing else happens up until the 44th minute, where Maeda has a shot at goal, and it's saved by Marshall as well. So the half-time whistle goes. There's not really much to speak about there, John, apart from the incident with the Alistair Johnston head knock.
Aye, their fans were ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen anything like that at games, Xander. That's really, really poor for their fans. Really, really poor.
Yeah, it's sickening. It's below low, to be honest with you. Them cheering that, you know, but yeah, if I went over that anyway, John, we'll move on to the second half, if you don't mind, buddy. 48 minutes, we got a shot from Palmer over the bar. Really good shot, 30 yards out, and hits the top of the net. Do you remember that one, John? Just hitting the top of the net?
Aye. Is that typical Palmer style, a shot in it? That sort of wee, I don't know, I can't explain what he does. It's just like a wee, there's hardly any backlift on his shot. And he gets some power behind him. He's got a crank shot on him, to be honest with you, Palmer. But he was unlucky in that occasion, sadly.
Yeah, he was very unlucky. Good effort. Then we get a booking for Scales in the 49th minute. Yeah, Scales, it looked like a booking for me. And I think 10 minutes after his booking, his head was a wee bit all over the place, John. Did you notice that?
Aye, I don't think he done much wrong, to be honest with you, Liam Scales, but his booking was deserved, I think. It was a definite yellow.
Yeah, I just thought he was maybe gave the ball away a couple of times after that, but he shook it off, and the remainder of the game, it was absolutely fine, you know. But that booking sort of shook him a wee bit. So Hibs are coming into the game a wee bit more at this point, a lot more than what they did in the first half anyway. So we get a Boyle shot, hits it over the bar. You know, there was never any danger really, well over the bar. And then Celtic get a free kick at the edge of the box in the 60th minute, John. Right at the edge of the box, perfect position on the left-hand side, ideal for Turnbull or Palmer. And you're thinking, well, I was thinking anyway, this is a chance. This could fly into the net, or at least make the keeper work. And Palmer just hits the ball straight off the wall. You know, it was just one of the afternoons, John.
Aye. It was a waste of a good chance, that, I think. It's one of the ideal positions for a free kick right into the top corner, isn't it? Somebody with a good right foot. Right into the top corner. I'd have loved that chance myself when I was younger, you know, when I played.
Aye, so would I, but, you know, that was a great chance. It wasn't a great chance because it's not easy to score for a free kick, but at least make the goalkeeper work. That's what I thought about that. But it's right into the wall, and it was just another example of a very poor day yesterday. You know, so we move on to the substitutes, John, and obviously we had Ralston on for Johnston 15 minutes before that, but we had Forrest on for Maeda, Bernardo off for David Turnbull, Kyogo off for O, and Alistair Johnston on for Palmer, which leads to Johnston's shot. He's just on the park after 2 years absence. He had a wayward shot in the first few minutes. But he looked confident, John. He was willing to take on his man. He was, trying to get to the byline. He was trying everything that he should be doing. He looked quite confident, I thought.
Aye, well, it's Mikey Johnson's first game for Celtic in 2 years, or whatever it is. I thought he did okay when he came on. He looked positive. He was trying to go forward. He was driving at the defenders. He was trying to get his cross in. He ran the ball at the park a couple of times, of course, like he used to do. But he looked a lot fresher, a lot better than what he previously did for Celtic, I thought.
Yeah, he was. So listening to Brendan Rodgers after the game, and he says, he mentioned the fact that he lost the ball a few times. He actually mentioned that. So he was happy and he mentioned the faults in his game as well. So he has to work on that, I suppose, if the manager's bringing it up in interviews. But I thought he did okay. It was his first game back. Thought maybe the manager was being a wee bit harsh there, but he got his shot on the 80th minute, which was a really decent effort. Twists and turns outside the box, puts it on his favoured foot, has a shot, and it was saved by Marshall in goal 30 yards out. That was a good effort. Half decent effort, John.
Aye, I think he did okay, Mikey Johnson. So I don't know. He couldn't ask for any more. He's not. To me, he never really done anything any different to what other Celtic players were doing. He just looked a bit more positive to me. He was getting at the defenders and trying to create something, which I think we failed to do all the entire first half.
Well, he's back in the first team, and good luck to Mikey in his Celtic career. All the best to the boy. And he never done himself any harm yesterday, I thought, because he brought a bit of freshness into the team, and the last 20 minutes we looked quite pacey, I thought, with the substitutes. I thought the substitutes made a wee difference. 84th minute, we've got Turnbull at the inside the box on the left-hand side. Tries to cut it back, and it's cut out by the Hibs player. That needed a better cut back, John. There was nobody near him. All you had to do was pick out his man, and he hits it straight to Hibs player.
Aye. He never done great, Turnbull, when he came on. Not a big fan of Turnbull's, I don't mind admitting that. I ain't a fan of Turnbull at all. Then he had a ridiculous shot out of the bar for about 14 yards out. No, I'm not a fan of Turnbull at all. Very, very poor.
Yeah, he did have another shot over the bar, you're right. But just before that, John, with the Forrest shot off the bar, that was the clearest cut chance we had all day. Brought to James Forrest, 9 yards out, and he smacks it off the face of the crossbar. Was he unlucky, or was it just pure finishing? What's your comments on that?
I think he's unlucky, isn't he? You've got to put that in the unlucky category, I think. An inch lower, it's in the net, isn't it, really? No, I think James Forrest did well when he came on. Never gave the ball away. All his passes, he found somebody with his passes. He's obviously not got the pace to go by defenders anymore, you can see that. But if it comes to his performance, he never gave the ball away once, that I can remember. All his passes found players. Had a shot off the bar. I thought he did okay.
I just thought he should have done better. He's got the experience. He's got over 100 goals for Celtic. Maybe he was just cold because he wasn't long in the park. He was only on for about 15 minutes at that point, so maybe he was still a bit cold. Or maybe I'm being a bit harsh. But he hits the ball off the bar. It's another chance gone. Clock's ticking down. Then we had that chance you mentioned to Turnbull. Another effort wasted over the bar. So we've spoken about that. I don't need to go into that. So the referee only adds on 3 minutes, didn't he? We've had about 1,000 substitutes and the only adds on about 3 minutes. We've had stoppages, we've had players wasting time the whole game, but he only adds on 3 minutes. So time runs out. We had one more effort, Forrest by the post in the 93rd minute. Another weak effort. Full-time whistle goes, John. We've dropped 2 points yesterday. I wasn't too happy. How are you feeling about it today?
But look, never happy dropping points. But like I says, it's 16 points out of 18. You do 4 away games. So if you look at it like that, I have to say I'm more than happy with 16 points out of 18 away from home. I think it's a good haul, Xander.
Oh, it's brilliant. But point scoring, it's absolutely, the record's brilliant. We're still unbeaten in the season as well. Brenda's doing an outstanding job. So no complaints, absolutely no complaints whatsoever. It's just, we had that chance, John, to go 10 points clear and put them under severe pressure at Ibrox today. And by the by, they will win that game. I've absolutely no doubt about it. Rangers will beat Hearts today. Bottom line. So that 8-point gap's going to be cut down to 5 points, unfortunately. But it's still a 5-point lead, John. It's still a healthy lead.
Aye, of course it is. Look, never say never. You don't know what Hearts is going to show up. I know what you mean, but just got to keep the faith. You never know. They could get a draw like we did. You just never know. European hangover. That's a possibility. But so what I wanted to bring up was the referee.
Well, sorry, John. Let's put it this way, right? If Hearts beat Rangers today, I'll run round Glasgow City Centre naked. How's that? That's how confident I am.
All right. I'll get my camera out then.
There's absolutely no way in this world that Hearts are going to beat Rangers today. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll hold you to your words there. Don't forget the words of anybody listening. Sander's going to run a bit naked in George Square.
That's how confident I am in Naismith putting in a performance against his former team. Absolutely no chance.
Of course there's no chance, but you never know. You just never know.
Anyway, I'm just picturing myself. Anyway, let's move on to the scores out of 10 for each individual player, John. This is not going to be great because okay, let's start. Joe Hart, John. Joe Hart, I'll give him a 7.
7 for me.
Yeah, clean sheet, John. 7 out of 10. That's fair enough. Alistair Johnston and Anthony Ralston. Alistair Johnston will give him a 5 because he went off early, and Ralston, I'll give him a 5 because well, he wasn't as good as Alistair Johnston. Basically, he just didn't do the things that Alistair Johnston does. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Well,
sorry, John. When you go, John?
I was just going to say Alistair Johnston was doing okay. Johan couldn't get by him. But when Ralston came on, Johan was having a great time with Ralston, winning every header, winning every tackle. So, look, Alistair Johnston he had the first half basically. I'll give him a 5. Anthony Ralston a 3.
He was quite poor, Ralston, yesterday. He's been brilliant for us as well, but we'll move on. Let's move on. Let's just do this quickly. Taylor, 4.5. Another poor game for Greg. I thought I don't know where his head is at just now. He just wasn't at the races yesterday.
Aye. Very poor distribution for Taylor yesterday the whole day. Very, very poor distribution. Look, they've just come out the back of a midweek. Very hard game against world-class players. So it's hard getting these boys low points. But I'll give Greg a 5 for me.
Okay. But saying that, John, you're saying the hard game in the midweek. Sorry to stop the scoring just now, but we've came off many games in Europe in midweeks and still came back to very tricky venues and won the game. So can we use that as an excuse? I don't know, but the team is allowed. The team is allowed a poor day. Of course it is. So
I will. Look, they're only human beings. They've only had 2 days rest. as well. So you've got to take that into account. And we never get beat. It's look, it is what it is. The players were tired. You could see it for the start. So I'm trying not to be too harsh with the boys because they did that, but they all tried their best. You could see they were tired, but I'll give Greg a 5.
Well, let's put it this way: we've got more chance of going through the season unbeaten than what Rangers have. That's for sure, or any other team in the league for that matter. So, Carter Vickers and Scales. Scales steady enough, 7. Carter Vickers, I thought he was solid. I'll give him an 8.
Look, neither of them really put a foot wrong. Scales did have a wee. He get booked. And like you say, he kind of lost his way for about maybe 5-10 minutes and then came back into it. So I'll give Scales a 6 and Carter Vickers a 7.
Right, John. 3 in midfields: Bernardo, McGregor, and O'Reilly. Bernardo I'll give a 7.5. McGregor I'll give a 6. And O'Reilly I'll give a... I thought he was quite poor, John. Well, not poor, but it was very leggy again. But he was trying his hardest. 6, I'll give him a 6.
All right. McGregor, for me, never did enough. But again, I get back to their game in Europe, the tiredness, so I don't want to be too harsh on them. I'll give Callum a 6, O'Reilly a 6, and Bernardo a 7.5.
Okay. You're allowed to be harsh, John. Obviously, you're allowed to be harsh. If a team didn't play well, they didn't play well. You've got to score accordingly, I suppose, ain't you?
Well, of course. I mean, I've not given them great scores. You know, when I'm happy with a player, they get good scores. I think a 6 for McGregor and O'Reilly's a fair assessment. Of how the game went.
You listened to Brendan Rodgers after the game. He was harsh. So if he's allowed to be harsh, we're allowed to be harsh. But we're not being harsh. We're just getting honest assessments, I suppose, John, aren't we? For very honest assessments of the game yesterday.
I'm not lying. So to me, that's fair points.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the front three, John. We've got Kyogo for the Hashi, we've got Maeda, and we've got Palmer. Palmer, it was okay, yeah. I'll give him a 7. Not going to go too much into it. Kyogo puts in a hell of a lot of effort. Didn't get much chance in front of goal. Gave him a 6.5. And Maeda wasn't his usual self either. Just a bad day at the office, so I'm going to give him a 6 as well. So, what are you thinking the front three, John?
I think Kyogo, he looked like the one that was doing all the running in the team, if you ask me. And you could see him slowly tiring. He couldn't keep that up for 90 minutes. He had to come off. But I'll give Kyogo a 7 because I think you can see what it means to Kyogo to win and the effort that he puts in. So I'm giving Kyogo a 7 because I thought he was tireless with the time he was on. He tried his heart. He always does. 7 for Kyogo. Wasn't really getting any service either. Maeda, 5. I thought he was really poor yesterday. Really poor. So Dyson's getting a 5 for me. But look at what he done in midweek. We get back to that again. Look at that effort that guy put in midweek. So, but we're not talking about midweek. We're talking about yesterday. And if you're going by scoring points on yesterday's game, Maeda was a 5 for me. And Palmer on the other side, I don't think he contributed much either. 5.5, 6. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah. Couple of decent crosses into the box. That was about it, wasn't it, for Palmer? Yeah. Every single player just looked tired, apart from Kyogo. Every player looked tired. Alright, let's get into the subs. Quick scores. Ralston, 4. Forrest, 4. Turnbull, 4. O, 3. And Mikey Johnston, I'll give him a 5. He done okay.
Oh, I think Mikey Johnston out of all the subs, I think he was probably the best of the bunch. Wasn't outstanding, of course, but he drove at defenders and tried to cause upsets. So I'll give you Mikey Johnston a 6. I think he did okay. James Forrest, I'll give James Forrest a 6. Never lost the ball. Had his shot off the bar, of course. Thought he did okay. 3. just don't think O should be at Celtic, honestly. I think he should be loaned out as soon as this transfer window comes up.
O had another chance. Had another chance yesterday. They know and hit it right in the keeper again.
No, he's poor. He's very poor. See, I keep going on about this Celtic fans singing songs about that guy. He's got a song designated to him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's got to start banging in the goals soon. You know, if he's going to have a decent Celtic career, he's got to start putting the ball in the net.
Aye, no, I think he should be loaned out as soon as this transfer window comes up, and we need another striker in. I've been saying it most podcasts. We need another striker. Anthony Ralston, 3. He's lucky to get a 3. I think Big Johan had him in his back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And who else was the other one?
Said Mikey Johnson, Bernardo for Turnbull.
Turnbull was the other one. Turnbull gets a 2 off. It's just no Celtic quality. Again, him and O, just don't think they should be at Celtic. Sorry if that upsets any Celtic fans, but what have they proven? That they deserve a chance at Celtic. They've done nothing. In my eyes, they've done nothing that merits a chance in that Celtic team. Either of them have done nothing.
I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't even think they're good backup players. I don't even think they should be anywhere near the bench, never mind the first team.
No, me neither. No. I don't think any of them are Celtic class. And I'm amazed that O has got the Celtic fans singing a song about him. It should be something else. It should be changing that song to "Oh Dear, Get Him Off." I don't know if there's a song like that.
Yeah, why don't you write a wee song? Good luck to O. He had plenty of chances though, John. He's had chance after chance after chance. You know, he's supposed to be on there to hold the ball up. He's not even doing that, is he?
He's not doing anything. Look, get him away. Get him out on loan or something like that. See if we can get any joy at another club. Maybe, I don't know, Aberdeen or Hibs or something like that. Might take him on loan. He might do well and then come back to Celtic. And, you know, I think he just needs time. But to me, for Celtic, he's done nothing to merit his place in that team or the bench. And neither has Turnbull.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, maybe they're on the bench because, injuries to Abada and Hatate, things like that. They were missing they too badly, John, I think.
Aye, look, if Hatate's in that team, I've always said it to you, when Hatate plays in that team, the whole team shines. It's a different team when that boy plays.
No, definitely. Yeah. Couldn't agree anymore, John. We missed him yesterday, but we're not a one-man team. We were strong enough to win that game without Hatate and Abada.
Look, that's a great point. That is a great point. We are not a one-man team. I think without Hatate, the team still looked good. But I think when Hatate plays, the team seem to... They look more comfortable. They're confident with him in the team. Still a good team without him, mind you. But look, they got a result against Atletico Madrid without Hatate. All right, it wasn't a win, it was a 2-each draw. But still a great result against a world-class team like that. So... No, we've got a good team, but it does need strengthened. We need a stronger bench. You touched on that a podcast or two ago. We need a stronger bench, Xander.
Yeah, we definitely do. And January's going to fix that, John. Brendan's no stupid. He's going to bring in the players that he needs on January. That's a guarantee. So we'll be looking stronger in January. It's just a pity we slipped up with their 2 points and brought them closer to us. That's them now 5 points behind us. You wanted to keep that 7-point gap or even extend it for as long as possible. But speaking of Brendan, John, did you hear any of his post-match interview?
No, I never even listened to it. I normally do, but I think after dropping points, I kind of just stay away from kind of media stuff, Xander.
Yeah, just all I said was that the team, there's no excuses. The team is good enough to win the game. Kind of blame tiredness. had a wee dig at Mikey Johnston, but said they'd done well at the same time. You know, I suppose he's right. The team was strong enough to win that game yesterday. It's just it was tiredness that lost us the game yesterday, and it sounds like an excuse, but it's a fact. We were tired. Every single player was tired, and it only picked up when they brought in the subs with 15 minutes to go.
Excuse me, I can't agree. I couldn't agree more than that. That's the team when they started looked like they started where they left off against Madrid. Sorry, Atletico Madrid. It just looked like they continued where they left off. They were knackered when they finished against Atletico, and that's where they started against Hibs.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, didn't it? That's what it definitely looked that way. In fact, that's a great point. You know, but you were right. We should have made a few changes to freshen the team up a wee bit. You know, maybe even starting with Yang instead of Maeda. You know, that boy, he can run and run and run, and he's got loads of energy. He's not kicked a ball in a few weeks, so we could have started with Yang. We could have started with Awata. Why's Awata not getting a game? What's wrong there? He's a quality player, and he's not even getting on off the bench.
Look, Brendan obviously sees something that we don't in training, so we'd need to ask Brendan that. Why is Awata not getting a start? Because, to be honest with you, we could have started with him instead of Bernardo yesterday.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe push Callum McGregor up and put Awata in that holding kind of role, you know. But because he's great in there, I think he's a great wee midfielder. And look, Callum McGregor needs a rest more than any of the players there. And you could see it in his game yesterday, he was hardly involved in it.
That's right. I think it was over 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes gone before I saw him getting his first touch of the ball. Obviously, it probably wasn't, but that was when I first noticed him. It was after 20 minutes.
Aye, it's probably the touch that stood out for you, one touch maybe. But no, I think he should have rested the team yesterday. I do think he could have rested the team. I think he could have rested O'Reilly, who just wasn't involved at all. McGregor wasn't involved at all. Bernardo did well. Maeda, they could have took him off after 20 minutes, if you ask me.
Yeah, you know, you don't know if obviously the manager doesn't know they're going to perform like that, but surely he saw them in training. Surely he saw how. Don't call me surely, but surely he saw they were lethargic in training as well.
Surely, Bassey. Right. Look, training's obviously as competitive as playing a match. So it's hard to judge that, but you've got to look at everything. You've got to take into account these boys have put everything into that Atletico Madrid game. They're knackered. What's the chances of them being fully fit 2 days later in an away tie like that? And I was concerned when I seen it was the same team starting. Because I was thinking for the start, this isn't going to be good. These players are going to be knackered after 20 minutes. And I was right. They weren't in that game at all until the subs came on, like you says.
Yeah. And it's not going to get any easier on Wednesday night, John, because St Mirren are bang on form. I know the Rangers beat them convincingly with a red card and penalty a couple of weeks ago. But we're not going to get a penalty and St Mirren down to 10 men. We're going to have to play them with 11 men and no penalties. So that's going to be a tough game against St Mirren on Wednesday night. So we need, as you said earlier, that extra day's rest to put in a decent performance against St Mirren. That's going to be a tough game.
Aye. Well, look, we need a big response after Saturday. Things have got to change in Wednesday. This league is the most important thing. Brendan Rodgers, I'm sure, realises that. And he's got to send that team out to go for the juggler against St Mirren. And everybody's that he plays has got to be 100% fit or they're no starting.
Yeah. Obviously, we're still a healthy 5 points clear. With any miracles today, it could be more than 5. But as it stands, the way I look at it, it's going to be 5 points. So it's still a healthy lead, John. You know, it's, we're not panicking here. We're just giving an honest assessment of Saturday's game. And Wednesday's game isn't going to be any easier because we're in a better team than Hibs. So let's hope the boys are feeling fitter and fresher for Wednesday night. All right, John, anything you want to add before we move on?
But look, on the game today with Hearts and them, you just don't know what can happen. So I can't see it myself. I can't see it myself. Exactly, I can't see it myself. But I don't know. You can only say fingers crossed and hope for the best.
Or the best, Naismith. The ref was terrible. The ref gave Celtic nothing, didn't he? Not a free kick. Gain throw-ins to Hibs when it came off Hibs players. It should have been Celtic throw-ins, you know, corners that weren't given. Just a terrible referee, Alan Muir, isn't he?
Well, I was going to bring it up earlier and I forgot. To me, that's the worst refereeing performance I've ever seen at a football match in my life. Apart from Hugh Dallas. Well, if you remember that, you know, he was getting Rangers penalties after they're knocking Celtic players' teeth down their throat. But
that's all I'm laughing at that. But at the time, it was shocking, wasn't it? You know, you just knew he was going to get a penalty because it would happen to him.
Do you remember that game? I know we're digressing away for the game against Hibs, but just thinking about that game, was it Alberts sticks his knee in Paul Lambert's face and knocks all his front teeth out, knocks him unconscious, and Hugh Dallas gave them a penalty for that? I
know. That's we've been up against that for years, and we were up against it yesterday with Alan Muir. That was, you know, the only thing he gave Celtic was that free kick at the edge of the box. That was the only thing Celtic got the whole day.
Aye. Oh, he was poor, really, really poor. But one of the worst refereeing performances I've ever seen in my life, to be honest with you. That was brutal. Really, really poor officiating. The worst I've seen. But if you want to finish up in a couple of comments, Xander, for the boys in the comments before we go, I'll read a couple of them.
For it, John.
So, because we've not done that for a few days.
Yeah,
it's just basically some of the boys predicting the score, so we'll not bother reading them out actually because it's.
Yeah, what I will say about that is unlucky to everybody that entered the competition, because we're going to do the same this week with the St Mirren game. Just give us your goal, the minute and the seconds. Remember, the minute and the seconds. Just leave your comments with when you think the first goal will be scored. Whether it's Celtic or St Mirren that scores it, just leave it in the comments and you can win that framed Celtic Legends print. Beautiful prints. We're going to give away the Kyogo one still. Hopefully we'll give it away in midweek because nobody won it yesterday. So get your comments in, people. Get your comments in when you think the first goal is going to be scored against St Mirren. The minute and the seconds, remember. We do that just in case two people say the same minute. So it gives everybody a chance to win it. So good luck, everybody.
It's to the nearest second, basically. So I'll give you a couple of the boys a shout out anyway, just for leaving a comment. I'll give them a wee shout out. You, Dave, how you doing, mate? Patrick McCauley, how you doing, Patrick? Mad about football. Right, guys. And of course, what's his name? Paul McComb. Paul's always in the channel leaving a wee comment. Thanks for that, Paul. It's always good to hear from you.
How you doing, Paul?
John McClellan. I think he's a new guy. How you doing, John? Nice to see you on the channel, mate.
How you doing, John? Good to hear from you, buddy.
John was saying he agrees with us about Greg Taylor. Keeps taking throw-ins and gives the opposition time to regroup. Well, we've been saying that for a long time. They're set pieces for Celtic, especially corners and throw-ins. Greg Taylor taking forever to take a throw-in. Ends up getting it straight back to the other team. So that's something we have mentioned a few times. The set pieces are terrible with Celtic. Who else we got? Ghost Tracker. How you doing, mate?
All right, Ghost Tracker. How's things? Good to hear from you. Hope the ghost tracking's going well.
Aye. We've got Stephen, who had a guess at the time. There's no name, it's just Stephen9540. How you doing, Stephen?
All right, Stephen. Unlucky with your guess, Stephen. Put in another guess, buddy. Get your guesses in for the St Mirren game, because I'm choking to give away these framed Celtic legend prints. Choking to give them away. They're sitting there. They're brand spanking new, all wrapped up, ready to go. So get your guesses in, and we'll get these framed prints sent out to you as soon as possible.
Aye. And one more, and that's Elaine, who's always on leaving her wee comment. And Elaine's actually sent a few people to the Facebook page. So thanks very much for that, Elaine, for all your efforts helping us with the Facebook page. Yeah, that's great. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, Elaine. Yeah, thanks very much. She's helping the channel. And on that subject, anybody that wants to follow us on Twitter, we're on Twitter. And John set up a private chat on Facebook. Just join that as well if you want. Just hit the join button, and that will be you on the Facebook page. So follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, and don't forget to hit the like button as well, and the subscribe button if you can, just to help the channel out a wee bit. That would be appreciated by the both of us.
And you also get all the podcasts on Facebook as well. So it'd be great if you could join the Facebook page and share it with your friends. So we'll try to get the channel to grow a wee bit, so that's the reason why we're kind of promoting it a wee bit more now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But obviously every podcast will be posted on Facebook and Twitter. So once you go on there, there'll be the prize giveaways will be on there. There'll be some chat, and there'll be obviously the podcasts will be on there as well. So just have a wee look. Go and have a wee look and join if you want to. Feel free to join. Celtic Forever is open to everybody. All right, John. Do you want to leave it there?
We'll leave it there, Xander.
Okay. Another podcast on Tuesday. We'll do a preview for the St Mirren game. Good luck to the Hibs on Wednesday night at Celtic Park. First home game in a wee while there. And good luck to Hearts today as well, I suppose.
Aye, absolutely. And don't forget, I'll see you down George Square at 5 o'clock, Xander. I'll have my camera ready.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
Hail, mate. See you later.
How would you like to win a framed Celtic Legends print? All you have to do is guess the minute and the second that the first goal will be scored on Wednesday night. You can have as many tries at it as you like. Just leave your guess in the comments section below. Whoever is closest will win the framed legend print. It's as simple as that. Remember, leave your guess in the comments section below. Please hit like and subscribe. And follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching the Celtic Forever podcast.